All right, guys. So this is the free live training to quit porn through the three-step process to actually find the root cause. All right. So discover how 560 plus Muslims quit porn and lust and increase their iman by using the subconscious transition method. Not in 60 days, not in 90 days, all in as little as 7 days. Yes. And by the way, congratulations for actually taking time out of your day and watching this live training because that shows that you are actually committed to quit porn. Okay. So in this live training we will talk about what the fundamental problem, what the root cause is. Like in this live training we will actually cover what the root cause is and how you can actually get to the root cause through subconscious transition. And also you will learn the most significant steps in order to get to the root cause. So let's get right into it. And no, this is not gonna be any nofap BS like, oh, just keep yourself busy, or just use porn blockers, just go outside or socialize, or just delete your social media, just distract yourself from the urge, habits or routines, lifestyle changes, self improvement stuff. None of that, okay? This is really gonna be simple. This is really gonna be just, getting to the root cause through subconscious transition. So so I want you to actually remove all the distractions around you and watch this live training very carefully, okay? It's because you will get most crucial steps to get to the root cause, okay? And in this live training, you will also discover how I went from being a porn addict for 15 years to now becoming a porn recovery coach, and how you can actually do the same, okay? And how to find your root cause by using a simple three-step process that is totally based on behavioral science, and that my students use to actually get to the root cause through subconscious transition. And also the simple way to achieve raw like masculine hunger and drive so that you can conquer any goals, god willing, okay? And how you can actually use subconscious transition to gain freedom not only from porn but masturbation and even lust and so much more. So here's how multiple men have quit porn within 7 days, right? Now here's how multiple men have quit porn forever within 7 to 14 days. So these are all the testimonials of my students that I have coached. So you can actually pause the video out and you can read all the testimonials if you want. So we have got like more testimonials as we continue in the video. So now let's talk about for whom is this for. So if you have tried using willpower, discipline, porn blockers, keeping yourself busy, not thinking about it, distracting yourself from the urges, right? And if you have tried all of the nofap techniques you can think of, right? And if you over sexualize most women you see 24 out of 7 and your mind is filled with lust, and if porn is the major barrier between you and your goals, and also if porn has been ruining your drive to reach your goals, your confidence, your relationships with your loved ones, and most importantly your relationship with god, then this is for you. You need to listen up for the next few minutes because you will get the most crucial steps to get to the root cause, okay? Now let's talk about like why you should listen to me. Who am I to coach you, right? So let me tell you a little backstory about myself. So, by the way, I'm a porn recovery specialist and I've helped dozens, like hundreds of men quit porn within 7 days. And in this live training, I will show you a proven method to quit porn once and for all. And by the way, I'm Ahmed Jawad. I'm the founder of NoFap Guidance and also a former porn addict, you can say. So, and also I've helped over 560 plus men quit porn forever with using subconscious transition. So, long story short, I was once a huge victim of the nofap gurus, right? And all of the poor techniques that they used to preach, like, oh, just keep yourself busy, just distract yourself from the urge, just go and take cold showers, just use porn blockers, just work out, right? Yeah, sure, they might work for a few days, months, or even years, but I always ended up relapsing constantly. Like, I just went off from porn maybe for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months. Like, I remember I once went off from porn for 1 year straight, and after 1 year, I relapsed again. So it just felt like a relentless cycle. Like, I used to go off from porn for 1 month and then relapse again, then 3 months and then relapse again, and then 5 or 6 months and then relapse again, and then for 1 year and then I relapsed again. So it just felt like a relentless cycle and a never ending war, okay. But luckily I knew there must be a way out there to quit masturbation forever. And like, let me tell you a very interesting story. So I was sitting with one of my closest friend. He quitted porn the moment he decided to stop, right? So like I was talking to him and I was like, bro, like, how did you quit porn overnight, right? Do you have any superpowers or something? And he said, Ahmed, well, I didn't really saw it as addiction, right? I just saw it as a choice. So that's what pushed me and motivated me to do my own research and not see things on a surface level. I spent thousands of dollars on courses, buying courses, mentors, programs, buying different books about this and articles, but they all were teaching the same exact things over and over again, right? But fast forward today, I found something called subconscious transition, and since then my life has been complete 180. I have built a page with over 50,000 followers on Instagram, almost 50,000 followers, and and more than 26,000 followers on Facebook. And I've also built my own successful business. I've networked with 6 to 7 figures entrepreneurs. I've made way more money in my business, and I've also built an awesome shredded physique, and also I built a loving family and overall achieving so many meaningful things in life, right? So let me see if this sounds like you. So have you tried pressing through the urges or thinking about getting married, getting a partner or getting a girlfriend, whatever? And have you tried always trying to keep yourself more busy, or getting your mind off from it, or setting up porn blockers, watching a lot of nofap YouTube videos, but none of them worked? Then bro, this is for you, okay. So let me tell you the biggest consequence of watching porn, okay. And no, it's not erectile dysfunction, it's not, like, it's none of that, okay. I'm not against that, but the real consequence of watching porn is that it kills our masculine drive. It makes you feel shameful and guilty. It makes you over sexualize women, and you know that you must quit, but for some reason you cannot, right? Now, I promise in the next few minutes, I will show you a new method that has been named as the number one way to quit porn for good. Because by getting to the root cause of your porn dependency, you can actually quit in 7 to 14 days and get rid of your urges in 14 to 28 days, right? And this works even if you have been failing for 5 to 25 or more than that, like I'm talking about 30 years or more than that. And even if you have a serious porn problem, like if you have been watching porn for years, and even if you don't trust yourself and you have low drive, this would work, okay. And by the way, I've got like bad news and good news for you. First, let me tell you the bad news, okay. So the bad news is that, believe it or not, NoFap made it much harder to quit, because they give you a lot of limiting beliefs that actually hold you back from quitting porn forever. Because think about it, if people were actually not watching porn, if people were actually free from porn, free from masturbation, then, like, no one would be in in the NoFap community, and no one would be even need to watch NoFap content in the first place, right? Think about it. So if everyone would be free from porn, everyone would free from masturbation forever, right? No one would be need to even go in the nofap community or even watching the nofap content, right? So that's why they don't want people to quit porn forever, they don't want people to quit masturbation forever, right? So that's why they give you a lot of limiting beliefs that actually became a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, just like myself, you probably thought in the past that you would never really quit porn, or that it takes years because of the constant relapses. But I've got a good news for you, okay? The good news is that the truth is, the quitting porn is a lot easier than you think. Like, once you understand how to get to the root cause through subconscious transition, like, once you will get rid of the root, which means you will no longer feel drawn towards porn, okay. Now let's talk about what is the root cause, right? Like what is the meaning of the root cause? First understand, because most people don't know what is the meaning of the root cause. So root cause is the deeper reason on the basis of which every person does a certain behavior, okay? Just like let me give you a very simple example to help you understand. So this is the example of a tree, right? As you can see, this is a tree with leaves, branches, and the roots. So the thing is, many people make this mistake that if they want to cut down a tree, they try to cut down the parts of it. They try cutting down the leaves, the branches, or the trunk, and they hope that the tree will fall and die. But what happens, the leaves and the branches, they keep on growing back eventually over and over again, right? So, and they completely ignore the fact that the roots is what will actually get rid of that tree once and for all. Because once we actually cut down the roots of the tree, you won't even have to worry about the leaves, the branches growing back again, or like overall the tree. It will simply become dirt, right? Now, let's actually tell you the three-step process to find your root cause within seconds, okay? And by the way, this is not something that we actually came up by our own, okay? Like this is totally based on research. This is totally based on behavioral science, okay? This three-step process, I have done a lot of research, okay? This is totally based on behavioral science. This is not something that we came up by our own, okay? So the three-step process are accept, question, and debunk, right? And my students use this simple three step process to get to the root cause within seconds. And let me show you how you can do this as well. So first of all, let's understand what is the scientific explanation for why people watch porn or why people masturbate. It's really simple. They want to, right? They want to. Now what is meant by want, right? So if we take a look at the definition of want, so want is the emotion that is connected with the perceived benefits. Want is the emotion that is associated with the perceived benefits. So we need to change our mind in such a way that we no longer see any perceived benefits in porn, right? Now let's talk about the three step process. The first step is to accept, right? So like if you like the the most people, most guys make this mistake. They're like they they create a lot of resistance towards porn. They're like, oh, like they don't accept. They're like, oh, I don't like watching porn, right? I don't like porn, I hate watching porn, it's disgusting, it's ruining my life, right? What most people don't understand is that what you resist persists. So in order to find any reason of why you like doing something, right, why you like to do a certain behavior, you need to first accept that yeah, you do like doing it. Because let's say for example, if I like playing basketball, right? So in order, if I want to find why I like playing basketball, I need to first accept that yeah, I like playing basketball. Because if I won't accept it, then there would be a lot of resistance towards it. And because of that resistance, I won't be able to reflect on the actual root cause of why I like playing basketball, right? So that's why you need to that's the first and the most important step. You need to literally accept that, you know what, I like to watching porn, I like watching porn, I like masturbating. And just put the and you know what, let me put the shame, guilt, morality aside for the moment being. Because I know we are religious and we feel shame about it, but bro, that's not what we want, right? Because the thing is, when you feel shame, guilt, morality, you're always going to blame your shame, guilt, morality, and not and you will not going to blame yourself, right? And because you will not going to blame yourself, then you will not be able to actually find why do you even chose to watch porn in the first place, right? So the thing is, you need to, and you should not be like, oh, I like watching porn, I like masturbating, screw the shame, guilt, morality. No, no, no. Just for the moment being, accept that, you know what, I like watching porn, I like masturbating. And just put the shame, guilt, morality aside for the moment being, okay? Because it will help you to reduce that resistance towards porn. And once you reduce that resistance, you will be able to understand why you watch porn in the first place. So that's the first and the most important step, is to accept. And if you skip this step, then the second and the third steps would be useless. Now the second step comes is question, right? So now that you have accepted the fact that you like it, you simply have to ask yourself this one golden question: why? Why do you like it? What are you getting out of watching porn and masturbating? And be as honest as possible. You will come up with answers like, maybe it gives you pleasure or dopamine, maybe it relieves your stress, maybe it relieves loneliness, maybe it relieves your boredom, maybe satisfies your sexual needs, maybe helps with sleep, right? Relieves frustration, relieves pain, relieves anxiety, right? So you need to become aware of these reasons, because this is what actually fuels your root cause, right? This is your actual root cause reason. So, and you should not be, and you don't have to be like, oh, you know what, I don't like watching porn, right? I hate it, it's disgusting, it's ruining my life, there are no benefits. Then that doesn't make any sense, because remember what I told you: what you resist always persists. So you need to be as honest as possible, okay? And also you can actually also you can also ask this alternate like alternative question to make it easier for you. So you can also ask yourself that, at what moments you end up watching porn, right? Like for example, when you feel down you watch porn, right? When you feel lonely you end up watching porn. When you feel stressed you end up watching porn. When you are feeling extremely anxious you end up watching porn. So that would help you to actually reflect on the real reasons too, okay? Like ask yourself at what moments you end up watching porn, because that would help you to actually find the actual reason of why you actually watch porn in that moment, okay? Like when you are stressed you watch you choose to watch porn because you perceive the value in watching porn, that it relieves your stress. When you are lonely you watch porn because because of the reason that you perceive that it relieves your loneliness, you know. So this is how you can actually question yourself and find the root cause easily, okay? And you need to understand that like the overview of subconscious transition is that there's a value in not watching porn and value in watching porn, okay? So if let's say for example I'm having a extremely severe headache, okay? So if let's say there is a tablet in front of me, like if let's say I'm sitting and I'm having a very strong headache, and if there is a tablet on the table in front of me, so if I perceive the solution to my problem in taking that tablet, like what is my problem? My problem is that I'm having a very strong headache, right? So if I perceive the solution to my problem in taking that pills, taking that tablet, that, oh, it's gonna relieve my headache, it's gonna make me feel better for a few seconds, then I'm gonna create this quote urges to go and take the tablet, right? I'm gonna feel the I will want to take the tablets, right? Let's not even use the word urges for it, right? Like I will want to use the tablet, okay? It's the same way with porn, okay? So even like if I perceive so much value in taking that tablets, for example, oh, it's going to relieve my headache, it's going to make me feel better for a few seconds, then automatically I will want to take that tablet, right? In order to like as a solution to my problem, right? So remember what told you: want is the emotion that is associated with the perceived benefits, right? I perceived so much value in taking that tablets, so I want to take the tablet, okay? Just, and it's the same way with porn, okay? You want to watch porn because you perceive so much value in watching porn. You perceive because of your own perceived benefits, okay? And you need to find, in order to find those perceived value, perceived benefits you see in porn, you need to go through this three-step process: accept, question, okay? Like when you will go through the first and the second step, you will already find your root cause, okay? Now the only part that is left is to simply debunk, right? So you will come up with answers like these. So now that you have got all the benefits that you see in porn unconsciously, now this last and the third step is to simply debunk, right? So in this step, right, debunking is all about reprogramming. It's all about reprogramming, reframing your subconscious mind towards porn consumption. It's all about debunking all those benefits that you see in porn unconsciously, right? Because once you truly see zero value in porn unconsciously, you won't feel the want towards it. You won't feel pulled towards it, okay? Which is the want. Because remember what I told you: want is the emotion that is associated with the perceived benefits. So zero benefits is equal to zero desire or zero want, right? And debunking is the part, and this is the most important part. This is about like the most important part, and this is the part that we actually teach to my students in my coaching program. And debunking allowed me and my students to not even feel the hedge to watch porn or masturbate, right? Now, much like brother Rehan, he was watching porn for over 12 years, okay? And before, Rehan was relapsing 6 times a week, right? He also took help from biggest gold medalist doctors, counselors, okay, but nothing worked. He have also tried every single nofap techniques, every single nofap tricks you can think of, like all keeping yourself busy, using porn blockers, setting, keeping like being mindful of the urge, whatever, okay. And he also used to always procrastinate towards his dreams, because the moment I actually talked with Rehan, and by the way, I have a full interview with Rehan on my YouTube channel. You can actually go and watch it as well. So Rehan was a very ambitious guy. Like, I remember the first time when I actually spoke with him. He was like, the way he was actually talking to me, he looked like a very ambitious man. Okay, like he had really big goals and big dreams, but the thing was, he was always procrastinating towards his dreams, maybe because of porn, maybe because of masturbation. And he had zero connection with God, he had zero connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he felt really hopeless to change, he was really hopeless to change. Like when he actually approached to me, when he actually reached out to me, that was his last attempt to quit porn. So he felt really hopeless to change. He was over sexualizing every single woman, right? And he was really stressed and anxious with his relationships. He was having a really bad relationship with his spouse, right? And he was very, really stressed and anxious about it. But fast forward now, after doing subconscious transition, Rehan quit porn and masturbation in 7 days, within 7 days, and he has got more closer to God than ever, and he's crushing in his job. He's making way more money in his like he is making way more money than he thought was possible, and he has developed an awesome shredded physique. He also developed a good relationship with his wife, and he also became a role model for others, right? And most importantly, he's achieving so many meaningful things in life, all because of actually quitting porn. So uh, these are the screenshots of his testimonial, his feedbacks, okay. So this one is after actually, I think after 4 or 5 days of joining the program, right? And this feedback is, I think, few weeks back, okay. So you can actually read it. Like, that's even more good feedback, that I don't even remember last time I watched it, okay. So I think it was more than 2 months free. He don't remember exactly. Now we have got like another brother, one of my student Jawad, one of my recent student that I've coached. And Jawad was watching porn for over 9 years, right? He started watching porn since 2016. And Jawad was always thinking lustfully, right? He was always thinking lustfully. His mind was filled with lust 24 out of 7. He was over sexualizing every single woman. He was feeling trapped. He was literally feeling trapped in this prison of porn. And he tried every single nofap techniques. He tried using porn blockers, he tried taking cold showers, he tried keeping himself busy, he tried praying, he tried all of those things, okay. But and also he was feeling so lonely, most importantly. But fast forward now, after doing subconscious transition, Jawad has quit porn within 7 days, right? And like he never even went back to porn or masturbation again. Like once he understood the root cause, once he actually got to the root cause through subconscious transition, he never even went back to porn again, right? And now he's crushing in his job. Like he's a doctor basically. He's crushing in his job. He has got more time to do meaningful things, and is more closer to God than ever. That's the most important benefit for him. And he's extremely confident socially, he's extremely confident about himself, and he's completely free, right? And I have a full testimonial with Jawad on my YouTube channel too, okay, like you can actually watch it too. And this is another student, one of my student that I have coached, Usman. So before, Usman was relapsing multiple times a day, right? Like he was feeling so ashamed, he was feeling so stressed and anxious, he was really feeling ashamed about himself, because of the constant relapses. He felt like, he felt like an hypocrite. Basically, he was living a double life, right? Like on one side he used to tell people that, oh, don't watch porn, don't do this, but on the other side he used to do it, right? So he felt like an hypocrite, he was really feeling ashamed, he was feeling stressed and anxious. But after doing subconscious transition, fast forward today, he is now completely free, right? He has not even relapsed once after the first call, and he's now more faithful than ever. Okay, so this is actually his feedback. You open my eyes in every call, lots of precious value and knowledge that helps me in all areas of my life, especially that template, like that is actually in the program, right? Now many people fall for this trap. Okay, many people fall for this trap. So I'm sure everyone tried one of these poor no fap techniques, and you have also tried it too. Like, oh, just keep yourself more busy, just take cold showers, and just be outside. Okay, like don't fall for this trap. Okay, the trap that, every one of you tried this poor nofap techniques, like, oh, just keep yourself more busy, just take cold showers, just go outside, just get in a relationship, just get married, just use blockers, just delete your social media, just distract yourself from the urges, or just heal your childhood trauma, just have a purpose or goal. Okay, oh, just go a few weeks or months without it and you will be fine, right? It never works. Yeah, sure, yeah, it worked only for a few days, weeks, or even months, but then you end up going back to porn once you feel down. And the reason is because you didn't actually get to the root cause through subconscious transition. You don't even know what is the root cause. So instead, these techniques actually distracts you from the root cause. Okay, so don't fall for this trap of nofap, right? Now here are many more testimonials of the program. This is brother Jalal. Before, brother Jalal used to try, he have tried using blockers, he have tried deleting social media. He felt like an hypocrite. He was not having any motivation to pursue his goals. He was feeling lonely and unfaithful. But fast forward now, Jalal has quit porn in 7 days. He have built an awesome physique. He's making lots of money online. He's become a role model for his loved ones and is working on his dreams. He's now more confident than ever. Okay, and by the way, this is the testimonial of brother Jawad. You can see, you can actually read it as well. And by the way, these are many more testimonials in our testimonials of the program. These are many more testimonials of my students that actually worked with me. You can pause the video out and you can actually read all the testimonials if you want. Okay. Now, guys, if you are looking to quit porn with using this three-step framework, and like you actually already know the steps how to get to the root cause, right? The only part that is left, and that is the most important one, which is to simply debunk fully all the benefits that you see in porn unconsciously, and just cut down the root completely. Eliminate the root and fully implement the subconscious transition to eliminate the root cause completely, right? Because once the root is eliminated, you want, like, once the root is eliminated, urges also disappear. Okay, and also, if you want to become a strong masculine leader, a man of faith, then simply click the link in the description down below to watch the free training. And then after that, you can schedule a call with me and we're going to discuss the process of our coaching with you. Take care, guys. See you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum.